Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from that martini guy. Eric Trump says, Q4 will be unbelievable for crypto. I think we all already know it's going to be unbelievable. Look at what's coming for XRP. ETFs getting approved. Then you look at ISO in November. Then you got regulations coming from the United States. All happening by the end of this year. Of course it's going to be huge. But he's pushing Bitcoin. Why doesn't Eric Trump talk about these other cryptocurrencies? Even when he talks about how broken the SWIFT system is, why doesn't he mention what fixes it? XRP. They always look for an opportunity to push Bitcoin. XRP price prediction. XRP coiling spring pattern targets $4.03 despite market volatility. So what they're saying is after this correction, you could expect XRP to shoot up to $4.03. I think we're going to see a lot of FOMO once XRP breaks above $4. I think once that happens, psychologically, people think XRP is never going above $4. So when it happens, right away, they're going to FOMO in. And then we will see $5 most likely quicker than people think. Never in the history of XRP have whales been buying XRP this aggressive. Whales keep stacking XRP. Even when people are selling on the dip, right away, whales are waiting there to buy up that XRP. They're getting positioned because even the whales know that the institutions, they're going to swallow up all of the circulating supply once they start entering this space. And they're not going to be in a hurry to sell like retail. They'll watch the price hit higher and higher price points without selling because they see the actual value in this cryptocurrency. Expert says XRP is like a 401k. You know, most people in crypto don't even have a 401k. I'm not a fan of 401ks at all. I don't have one. I would never have one. XRP is my retirement. Most of you probably look at XRP in the same way. You plan to retire off of XRP as soon as possible. That's why this run, it's going to be a massive run. If you don't retire in this run, it will definitely put you on the road to retirement. Everybody always says, well, I don't think I have enough XRP this time around to retire. How much should I hold that I could retire? Everybody's lifestyle is different. You know, right now, even on the lower end, people are predicting XRP to hit $50, $50 plus. So think about it. If you're holding 1,000 XRP, you're going to get 50 grand for that 1,000 XRP. Bullish people are calling for $100. So now that same 1,000 XRP would be worth 100 grand. But even say you're not holding 1,000 XRP, you're going to get life-changing money out of this run. Most people are going to make a decent amount of money off of XRP. What you do after that will either put you on the path to generational wealth and financial freedom, or most people are going to sell and go on a massive shopping spree. And most people are going to sell way too soon as well. You have to have a game plan put together. I say it all the time because most people, they just right away, the market's up, let me sell. The market's up, let me sell. And it's like, when you're looking at a cryptocurrency like XRP, it's going to be hard to buy 100 XRP in the future. Right now, some people could still accumulate 1,000 XRP. It's going to get harder and harder to do that as the price continues to rise. But I think anybody that's holding this cryptocurrency, you're already on the road to financial freedom. BlackRock files for a premium income ETF. When are they going to file for an XRP ETF? Everybody's speculating on this all day long. They're going to file right before everybody else's gets approved. They already filed. And remember the time that we got that announcement that they filed for an XRP ETF? People are saying now that that was actually filed, but then they just put it on hold. And later, they're going to just get it approved. I don't know. You know, there's so much speculation in this space. I just don't think BlackRock is going to miss out on something like XRP. South Park skewers prediction markets in latest episode. The animated series South Park already kicked off its 27th season by ripping into cryptocurrencies and politics, and its most recent episode sets its sights on prediction market apps. It looks like this is going to be a decent season of South Park. I'm definitely going to check this out. But you know, crypto is being talked about more and more in movies as well. You watch a movie and right away, somehow they fit crypto into the screen, into the script. And it's like crazy as a crypto investor, because there was a time if crypto was in a movie, it was mostly used for illicit activity. Now it's starting, the narrative is starting to change. Now it's like, oh, I'm planning on retiring in a couple years because I'm a crypto investor. They will literally put that in a movie now. Pretty much they're telling you what you should be doing. This cannot be true. Not possible. I have been told for years that XRP has Swift all tied up, locked down, integrated, along with 300 other legacy fintechs and banking heavyweights. That comes from Bitcoin Maxi Gary Cardone. Just in, Swift working on stablecoin and on-chain messaging using Linea. Well, here's the problem. First of all, Swift is now boasting 10-minute payments. Here's the problem with that. It's 9 minutes and 55 seconds too long. There's not going to be a replacement for Ripple or XRP. The path is already happening. The train is already in motion. Ripple is going to steal business away from Swift. And even Ripple put this out. The last mile in global payments refers to the movement from financial institution to end recipient, which can be fraught with inefficiencies. Ripple already knows the problems are on the back end, and Swift could do all the updates that they want. It doesn't matter because they're still going to be too expensive and they're still going to be way too slow. And the bricks are already looking past Swift. Swift's days are numbered. Plus, Ripple Labs holds over 35 patents covering on-demand liquidity, obscured routing, Byzantine consensus, private asset transfers, and crypto wallet security across global jurisdictions. The XRP-powered future isn't coming. It's patented. And then we could go all the way back to 1988 with that David Schwartz patent for blockchain. You honestly think that Swift is going to be the future? Swift is already the past. It's over 50 years old. Every single person out there that uses Swift absolutely hates it. It's way too slow and the fees are way too high. You're not going to compete with Ripplenet. And this puts it more into perspective, coming from 589 Bull. Kodak, Swift, same playbook, same ending. 1975, Kodak's own engineer invents the digital camera. Execs laugh it off. We make money on film. We all know how that story ends. Bankruptcy court. 2025, Swift's execs stare at XRP. It's the neutral bridge asset. It's already doing what their messaging rails can't. And what do they say? Why would banks pay a toll? Same playbook, same arrogance, same ending. Here's the truth. Tokenized deposits work inside a bank, but the second you cross borders, networks, or currencies, you need a neutral bridge. That's XRP, period. Swift pretending otherwise is Kodak selling film in an iPhone world. You don't partner your way out of being obsolete. The rails are already being laid. You can either ride them or get ran over. And it's true. You know what XRP does? It bridges anything of value. Even when you see all these stable coins popping up that everybody's talking about all the time. Well, when you go cross borders, or even when you go from one bank to another bank, you're going to need a bridge currency. Goldman Sachs doesn't want JP Morgan coin. Bank of America doesn't want JP Morgan coin. So if JP Morgan is sending money to Goldman Sachs or Bank of America and it goes in as JP Morgan coin, you need something like XRP to turn it into Goldman Sachs coin or Bank of America coin. Same thing when you go from one country to another. You're gonna need a bridge asset. And that's what XRP is. There's no duplicating it. There's no replacing it. XRP is the future. I see so many people concerned about this, and there's so much FUD going on around this as well. Ripple's not going to capture any of Swift's business. Swift is doing major upgrades. It's like, come on. We're not in 2020 anymore. It's just like the banks are never going to use XRP. The banks aren't going to have any other choice but to use XRP. Why? Because once one bank starts using Ripplenet Xrp, they're getting the upper hand on all of their competition. And it's going to set up a network effect. If the banks want to stay competitive with that bank, they got to do the same thing. No matter how you look at this, we're going to get rich in the end. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.